In today's journey, we delve into the heart of homeopathy and unveil the true agent at work, the placebo effect. Homeopathy, a system of alternative medicine, has intrigued and confounded many with its principles and practices. But there is another actor playing a significant role in this narrative, the placebo effect. This psychological phenomenon, where patients experience real improvements from treatments that are inert, poses an interesting question. Is it the homeopathic remedies or the power of belief that's at work? Let's uncover how this phenomenon is the real mechanism behind the effects of homeopathy. Homeopathy, founded on the principle like cures like, utilizes highly diluted substances with the belief they can treat symptoms. This principle comes from the idea that a substance causing symptoms in a healthy person can, when diluted, treat similar symptoms in a sick person. It's a practice with roots reaching back over 2 centuries, pioneered by German physician Samuel Hahnemann in the late 18th century. While the concept might sound intriguing, it's important to understand what this dilution process entails. Homeopathic remedies are traditionally prepared through a series of dilutions, where a substance is repeatedly diluted with alcohol or distilled water, then vigorously shaken in a process called succussion. This dilution and succussion process is often repeated so many times that it's improbable any of the original substance remains in the final preparation. The resulting product is then typically dispensed on small sugar pellets and sold as treatments for virtually every ailment, from the common cold to chronic diseases. But if the original substance is diluted to the point of non-existence, what's really at work here? This brings us to a critical crossroads in our understanding of homeopathy. It's here that we must challenge the traditional view of homeopathy and consider a different explanation. This is where the science of the placebo effect enters the stage. But before we delve into that, let's take a closer look at the dilution process. However, scientific scrutiny reveals a different story about how it works, or doesn't. The cornerstone of homeopathy is its dilution process, often diluting substances to the point where not a single molecule of the original substance is likely to remain. This process, known as potentization, involves a series of steps, each diluting the substance further and further. To visualize this, think about putting a single drop of ink into a gallon of water. Now imagine repeating this process not once, not twice, but 30 times over. That's the level of dilution we're talking about here. It's so extreme that it's beyond the reach of modern detection methods. This leaves us with a solution that, scientifically speaking, is virtually indistinguishable from plain water. Yet, homeopathy maintains that the water remembers the original substance, and that this memory is what triggers healing. Given the absence of any detectable active ingredient, this raises the question, what exactly is causing the effect? Enter the placebo effect, a fascinating scientific phenomenon where belief in a treatment's efficacy can lead to real improvements in health, without the treatment having any inherent therapeutic value. The placebo effect is a psychological and physiological response to perceived treatment. It's a tangible testament to the power of the mind over the body. When you believe that you're receiving a treatment, your brain reacts, often producing a similar response as if you had received a genuine treatment. So how does this work exactly? When you take a placebo, your brain releases natural chemicals like endorphins. These chemicals can alleviate symptoms such as pain and inflammation, mimicking the effects of real medication. Other times, the act of taking a placebo can reduce stress and anxiety, which can also lead to a perceived improvement in health. The placebo effect is not just about tricking the mind, though. It's a complex interplay of expectations, conditioning, and social cues. For instance, the color of a pill, the cost of treatment, or the demeanor of a healthcare provider can all influence the strength of the placebo effect. But why does this matter? Isn't it just an illusion? Not quite. The placebo effect has real, measurable impacts on health. It can reduce pain, improve sleep, and even alleviate some symptoms of depression. It's a potent reminder that our beliefs, expectations, and perceptions play a significant role in our overall health. This phenomenon, where belief triggers real physiological responses, is what we call the placebo effect. Studies have consistently shown that homeopathic remedies, when tested in rigorously controlled conditions, perform no better than placebos. This is a powerful statement, but what does it really mean? Let's break it down. In scientific studies, a placebo is an inactive substance or treatment used as a control in an experiment. It's often compared to the treatment being studied to see if the effects are due to the treatment itself or other factors. When we say homeopathic remedies perform no better than placebos, we're saying that the perceived benefits of homeopathy are not due to the remedies themselves, but rather to the patient's beliefs and expectations about the treatment. This phenomenon, known as the placebo effect, is a fascinating area of study in its own right. It speaks to the incredible power of our minds to influence our bodies. When we believe that a treatment will help us, our bodies often respond as if it's true. We may experience less pain, less anxiety, or even improved symptoms, all because we believe we're receiving a beneficial treatment. So when we consider the effects of homeopathy, it's essential to recognize the role of the placebo effect. The belief in the treatment, the expectations of improvement, the ritual of taking the remedy, these all contribute to the perceived benefits of homeopathy. This indicates that it's not the homeopathic remedy itself, but the belief in its effectiveness that brings about change. The placebo effect underscores the importance of the patient-practitioner relationship and the setting in which treatment is given. It's not just about the pill or the potion, it's about the entire experience of treatment. The ritual of taking medicine, the reassurance of a professional, the environment in which treatment is given, these all contribute to the healing powers of the placebo effect. In fact, research has shown that the strength of the placebo effect can vary depending on factors such as the appearance of the pill, the location of the treatment, and the nature of the interaction with the healthcare provider. Even the color of a pill can make a difference. Bright, colorful pills often have a stronger placebo effect than dull, white pills. And believe it or not, expensive treatments often have a stronger placebo effect than cheaper ones. The placebo effect also highlights the power of our mind in health and healing. It's a reminder that our beliefs and expectations can have real physiological effects on our bodies. It shows us that being positive, hopeful, and trusting in our treatments can actually make us feel better. But perhaps most importantly, understanding the placebo effect can help us to improve medical practice. By harnessing the power of the placebo effect, healthcare providers can enhance the effectiveness of treatments, improve patient satisfaction, and ultimately promote better health outcomes. Positive expectations, trust, and the therapeutic context are potent healers. The conclusion is clear. What works in homeopathy is not the diluted remedies, but the placebo effect. Homeopathy, grounded in the principle of like cures like, uses substances so diluted that no trace of the original substance remains. Yet, its followers report experiencing real health improvements. This paradox unravels when we consider the influence of the placebo effect, a powerful psychological phenomenon where belief and expectation trigger genuine physiological responses. In the realm of homeopathy, it's not the diluted substances, but the faith in their effectiveness that ushers in change. The power of the mind to impact the body is truly remarkable, as seen in the numerous instances where a placebo pill, devoid of any therapeutic value, leads to health improvements. The placebo effect also underlines the essential role of the patient-practitioner relationship and the therapeutic context. A positive interaction, trust, and a nurturing environment can amplify the placebo effect, leading to enhanced healing. But this isn't about dismissing homeopathy or downplaying its role. Instead, it's about understanding the true mechanism at work and fostering transparency. This insight doesn't diminish the value of homeopathy, but rather highlights the potential of the placebo effect and the importance of harnessing it within evidence-based practice. Recognizing this can empower us to seek treatments that harness this effect within evidence-based practice, optimizing health outcomes.